Hello and welcome to part 20 of building a dynamic community social networking website using PHP and MySQL, brought to you by Flash Building. And in the last lesson we left off with allowing the members and building the functionality to allow members to blab away, which is sort of like tweeting on Twitter. So we're kind of cloning Twitter's functionality here a little bit. And so what we have to do is run the feed for the user for that member's blabs underneath here, and we also, or maybe we'll run it at the top. I might change the location of these items, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll have the blab on top. And then usually these kind of mechanisms are built with Ajax and JavaScript, and I might convert mine to Flash one day and show a tutorial on that. That way it'll be seamless, just like the Ajax and JavaScript, or the Ajax functionality, to where it'll show the update right away and things like that. So let's dig into the source files and make the adjustments needed to display those things, or the additions needed to display those things. So we'll open the profile.php script and also the index.php script or page. Okay, so before we can run the blabber feed on the home page, we're going to have to kind of clear it out and get just what we want on it. So let's take this home page, save it here, and file, save as about. This will be about.php, and it's going to be the about page, where we're just going to have some information about what the site's purpose is and what one can do here. So we're going to remove this section. Let's save another one. File, save as, let's call this parts, the tutorial parts. We'll make buttons and navigation to these pages shortly. So we have parts. So here, yep, parts, image. And maybe if you want to put an image for each page on top, depicting what that page is about, maybe? Who knows? Well, you don't even need that thing. Okay. Maybe I'll change the text up in there to describe what this page is a little more. So that's parts. And I'm going to go in, like I showed you in the first few parts of this tutorial, where I made new pages, how we changed the metadata and everything that we needed to change in order for the site to index well. So I'll be doing that on the about and parts page, but I won't be showing that on video, so we can save some time here, because you guys already know how to do that. Okay, so let's go to the index page again, and all we want is, let's see, let's take this. Let's remove the center stuff class here. Where is that? None. Okay. And let's put another row on that table. Make 2 rows. And up in the top, let's change the color to blue. There, make it nice and light blue. Beautiful. And this one, we'll make it blue as well, but we'll make it a lighter blue, just for a little contrast. Okay, now we can put here member blabbings. Let's just format this. Let's go into the code and see what's going on here. There's a break tag, that's why. And now let's format this to an H3, heading 3. And then on top I want to have the members, the newest members, on top there. So we can go Control X, and we won't need that table at all down there. Now let's get here, put a new paragraph tag, Control V, go into the code. We should have it in a paragraph tag now. And the paragraph tag can be aligned center. Or you can do it through the CSS and give the paragraph the class definition. So you go to, what am I doing here? P align center. Now that'll give us an alignment of center for that row of newest members. And we'll see how this thing looks. Now we'll go, let's go ahead and reconnect. Okay, it's already connected. Great. Now we don't need any of this data. We can get rid of all of that. Maybe we'll keep, we'll put it in later if we need it. Let's keep that table there. We might want to use it. Let's get rid of it. Okay. So now we're nice and slim here. It's beautiful. So now we'll put the member blabbings feed, the dynamic feed from the database, current and up to date to the second, right here in this home page. And there'll be the images. Let's just check it out. Let's go to index, web intersect, home page. See? There's the newest members and then member blabbings. And let's go into the right there and remove that. Let's see, the H3. Yeah, we don't want it that big. Let's just bold it out. Make it strong. Or you can set a class for bolding things, making things bold, in your external CSS file that we created. But I'll show optimization tips once we're done here, and we're almost finished. So now let's get the live feed in there by programming it in. Okay, I popped in the little segment of code that we need to run the dynamic blabs feed on the home page, and I placed it another PHP block. It's in another PHP block directly under the first PHP block we had on the index page for showing the latest 6 members that joined. So now here's the new PHP block, and what we're doing is creating an SQL query that selects the ID, the member ID, the blab, and the blab date from the blabbing table, and it orders it by blab date descending, so it'll be the latest to the oldest, and then it limits it by 20. So this will have an array of 20 indexes in the array. So what we do here is we bring out within that array, or within the while loop for that array, we bring out all of these pieces of data that we need for those 20 blabs. So we get the member ID, all that stuff, and we pack it into variables right here. Then we create another SQL query within the while loop, the first while loop, and we run another while loop inside of the first while loop. And a lot of people will tell you that you shouldn't run while loops inside of while loops, and it is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But this one is very limited because it limits by 20 first of all, and then this query here limits by 1. So all that's going to happen is a query 20 times. And you can also, if you get deep into PHP, learn how to join database tables and queries together into one query if you get really advanced. But this is a very basic lesson, so I'm just going to show you this method of placing a while loop inside of another while loop so you can access more data that you need within the loop. So here in the second while loop, we're saying for each one of those 20 blabs, the member ID, we're going to gather all that member's info, see if they have a picture and everything, and then we make the blabber display list. The 20 blabbers, or the 20 blabs, get put into tables and sunk into the output of the page. And then this is what we get. And that's how it works. And it's limited by 20. So it's always going to be the newest somebody's asking questions. Yeah, the videos right now, I've got like 4 or 5 lined up on YouTube, just ready to be released. They're all set to private though. I bet everybody's just squirming. But or everybody who's following this. So yeah, I just wanted to pop that in and explain that section of code because it seemed to have got lost in my video production when I was making it earlier. Okay, enjoy. Carry on. Okay, let's make sure the blab comes in. The blab, where it says blab here. Let's make sure that variable renders correctly by putting our single quote dot single quote around it. Okay. This should be UID, I do believe, because that's what it is here. Okay, so let's put that up, index. Now we should have proper blabbage. Let's look at the home page. Look at that. So the people who are blabbing, their picture is up next to their blabs. There's going to be a whole lot of nonsense in the member blabbings at webintersect.com. I can promise you that. Okay, so this is looking good. I'm liking it so far. Might change the colors up. I can definitely move these percentages in. Maybe make this 10 and this 90. Let's see what that gives us. And we're going to want to link to the person's profile as well on their name and their picture. That looks good. So their picture is going to be a link, and also their name is going to be a link to their profile as well. And I'm just going to add that in, then I'll explain the code. Okay, I've made links on the member's name and the member's picture. So when you click it, it goes to that member's profile, so you can view their whole spiel. And I wrote in a little title, it's Member Blabs. These are the smartest people on earth blabbing about stuff. Their mind power cannot be matched. So true. Look at that, blah blah blah. 44666. That's so intelligent. Okay, so let me show you what I did in the file. We'll go into the index page, and where we were running that loop inside of a loop, which, like I said, you got to be careful with. We are showing the link, or inserting the link right here on the name, just like we did for the lesson where we created the home page with the newest members. We sunk a link on their name. We just sync a link around, or wrap the link to their profile using their ID here that we get from the database here in the loop to direct to their profile around their blabber pic, and their first name and last name as well, the same link. So that was very easy. So that's what I popped in there to make the links active on the home page for the user. And I also changed the background color of that table and a couple of the width values here for the table columns. And I think all we have to do is set the same kind of query. So let's grab this. Nope. No. This one. Perfect. Let's go to the profile page. Now we can run the feed for that member, all of their blabbings, just their blabbings. So everybody can see just their blabbings if they want, or that member can see all of their blabbings up to a certain amount. So now we'll go to the profile page. We'll just make another PHP block. This is the one that parses it. Oh no, that's the form. Here's the parsing. So after all that, get our new PHP block in. And now, put in that query, SQL the blabs. So now we just have to close off that while loop. And let's see, let's go where what is that, memid field? Memid equals the ID for this current user. And then we'll order by blab date ascending again. This is all good. It's ready to go. And now we'll create the output. Let's go to back to the index, grab this output section, blabber display list. It's going to be a little different kind of display, just that member's blabs, but it'll be a very similar type thing. We don't need that. Let's just grab that. Let's go to inside the loop. Blabber display list will be blab date. Yes, yes. Don't need the name or anything like that. We just need one row. So let's get this thing looking the way we want it to look. Let's grab it here, Control C, go into design, and those are going to be right here, member blabs. There's the blab form. Let's put a break tag there. And now in the member blab display list, let's just put that right there for now. And we'll put the date. Make sure the date comes out, the blab date. We don't need these links. So the date and the blab, that's all we need. We can get rid of this. Let's see if I can zap out this cell. I'm not sure if that works. Oh, yep, it does. Perfect. Okay, so this can be 100% here. Save it. Now let's grab that table. Control X. Place it up here. And we're good to go, I think. Now let's FTP this up. Let's see. SQL. Remember ID equals ID. Order by. Yep. Okay. Profile page. Let's make sure we're displaying that blabber display list, which we're not yet. Right here. Now let's FTP that profile.php page and view it in the browser live. Okay, that's the home page. And view profile. Okay, it's showing blabber display list because I'm a doofus and I didn't put the $sign. FTP it up. Refresh. There's my blabbers. Let's just bold out the date. Let's see here. Yeah, we want to leave that like that. No, let's just leave it just like it is. You guys can do any cosmetics you need to. And so there it is. It shows you how to blab. And on the home page, so I'll put out another one that will prevent double blabbing, double posting. So we'll teach you the method of preventing double posting within your PHP and MySQL systems. And actually it's something I need to add to develop PHP in certain areas. And but it's very simple to do. Okay, so we'll see you in part 21. And then after we do that, then we're going to wrap this puppy up by showing you some optimization tips.